Action! Alright.
Okay, so all right. You introduce. I don't. After I did it the first time, and you were like upset because I didn't let you say it very much. I want you to do it.
Alright, what's up, rockers? This is, Invalid here with my,
Heterosexual life partner.
sexual life partner, named,
Oh, his name is King Trace.
and we are bringing you episode 3 of no longer the Untitled Breakdown podcast. We're now Team Hentai.
Episode 3, Revenge of the Clones.
And, as I'm in North Carolina now, I guess I shouldn't say any word anything like that.
Why not? Do they lynch people for saying hentai in Carolina?
I'm pretty sure they're sexually repressive. But, let's
Alright.
move along.
Yeah, we have
Oh
shit
gosh.
to do.
Watch like everyone who watches this be from North Carolina. Be like, we're not like that at all. That is a graphic misrepresentation by the liberal media.
Yeah, the 1,030 people. Like 200 will be on the first one, then 1,000 will be on the second, then there will be 30, then like 400.
Well, we might be uploading this all in one part since I can now.
Oh, yay! That's right, we got a time extension, but we have stuff to do.
Yes, so we're on PO2 now. It's a new client. If you want on our server, you will have to download it because it's completely incompatible with PO1. That was a really good idea on Coyote's. I always feel like I don't want to talk bad about Coyote because he's such a nice guy, but
That's just the first of many extraordinarily fun features on PO2.
well, we would not have a server right now. Well, if not for Coyote, like, personally intervening, because I didn't know how to run it on Linux. I had to get him to tell me everything.
Well, that's good news then. But, just between you and me, his new version sucks.
Me, you, and the 1,500 people who will see this.
As long as one of them can't shut down Breakdown, I'm fine with that. But,
I'm pretty sure they all like us. Like, even though we never talk to the people who developed it, they always seem to be really nice when I talk to them. I don't know if they're just nice to everyone or just me.
that's because we're trendsetters. Among the lower population servers, we're kings.
Well, Lampery came on and was like, your server says something about Nazis, and it has three copies of it. Quit polluting my registry. I was like, sorry, I'll fix it. And he was like, no problem, I'm not mad. I'm like, what do I have to do to make you mad?
More Nazis and 7 copies.
7 copies, more Nazis. I think I would actually have to physically advocate for Nazis. Because just talking about Nazis is enough.
Okay, one of the many fun new things on PO2 is how you change your Pokemon on a pre-existing team. All you have to do is click on your Pokemon, then double-click to access the species list, then click to find your species, then click to change your form if necessary, and then you have to click the Change Species button or it won't do anything.
I really don't know how they reduced it from 3 steps to 6 steps. It's really impressive that they were able to reduce it so much. It's like math teacher mode. You just have to show your work.
I tried to get my Landorus to change to Landorus T for like 5 minutes before I figured out every individually stupid step.
I was pretty surprised by how quick I picked up on it, but that was after figuring out how to get into Team Builder, which took me like 20 minutes. But the actual math teacher mode I was able to figure out.
And, you know, another thing that I really like is the inability to load teams from the main menu. Having to access Team Builder to load teams is really fun.
There's some kind of trick I found for that. Yeah, in the newer update, you go to File Load Team.
Yeah, I don't have the newer one, but I guess if it's updated, I can't really complain about it.
Yeah, but there's a problem I have, and I don't know if this is just me or if other people are having it. When I set a name in Team Builder, I can set anything I want. My name, my description, my winning, losing, and time message, even my sprite. I can save it every which way I can think of, but when I try to log in, when I quit out and try to log in again, all of that information is deleted, and I only have my Pokemon still.
I'm also having that problem.
I don't know if maybe it's save profile does it.
Maybe. But, yeah. Oh, I just was reading Steel Dragons is voting, and I wanted to complain, but it's not scheduled yet, so...
I think we can move on to the scripts that don't work.
Math teacher mode!
Hey. I'm 3 stories above my family yelling down at them. Whoever says I have privacy is far from correct.
Invalid. Dude, I know you're having a family enter the room crisis right now, but, you want to tell them about math teacher mode?
Oh, we're still on math teacher mode? I thought we were moving on.
Yeah, oh, the server scripts?
Yeah.
Isn't that part of the math teacher mode problem?
Well, that's actually scripting. Like, that's nothing to do with... Well, actually, a little bit it is, because Team Builder now is set up so you can have 3 teams, or you can have up to 6 teams, I think, instead of 1. And when you get challenged, you pick which team you want to use by the challenge, which really makes tournament scripting and tier scripting a lot more complicated. Actually, our tournament scripts don't do anything anymore. The only thing they do...
Maybe they added that in Black and White too, just like Wi-Fi, something stupid we don't need.
Oh yeah, well maybe it is like the battle box. Like in Black and White 1 they had the battle box, but that was only 2 teams to pick from, not 6. Maybe in Black and White 2 they have 6 battle boxes.
And they must still have Wi-Fi clause because nobody's uproared to change it yet.
Yeah. So they've taken the problems they had in Black and White 1, the things we see as problems. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. They've taken the things that we perceive as problems, and instead of changing them for what I would call the better, they've amplified the problems.
Yeah, but then most people disagree with that statement and think that Wi-Fi is cool, and prediction cannot properly be done unless you can see your opponent's team.
It's almost like with Zoroark, the only way they could have made it work less is if they made it so when Zoroark comes out it says, Zoroark is putting up an illusion. Like, in big letters. Underneath of Zoroark it said, this is a Zoroark, not a Darmanitan. Or whatever you're bluffing it as. But I'm pretty sure when they see Flamethrower, they're already going to realize you're either completely stupid or that's not a Darmanitan.
I had that problem. It phase shifted Blissey and used Flamethrower, and I thought for just a minute that it was just a stupid guy running Serene Grace Blissey. It wasn't.
Yeah, actually, what's weird is when you bluff Breloom with it, no one catches on. They're always like, oh, Breloom with Focus Blast and Grass Knot, that's logical. Like, those moves are stabs, so it must be a real set.
Dude, I should run Virizion.
That's like the critical thinking set. It's like, would I run special on a purely physical Pokemon? Well, that's what YouTube battlers would want you to believe. Have you seen their like set videos? Like basically, this is a D-Dog example.
You mean a Contary Suckle?
Yeah, Contary Suckle or especially defensive Raikou. I mean, I feel like if I was giving a speech and I said, especially defensive Raikou, everyone would just burst out cheering like, he said it! He said the thing that sucks the most!
By the way, this Raikou requires Volt Absorb and Aura Sphere in order to work properly.
Yes, and also a calm nature. I mean, 3 of those things are illegal together. But, I mean, he's just being more creative by using illegal sets. That's what it is.
I'm not sure where he tested this. I'm gonna make the assumption he didn't.
He didn't. I mean, maybe he played it on Wi-Fi, and people were just like grimacing as they saw it. They're like, "What?" Because rash nature lowers your special defense. So, so logically, if you see Aurasphere, it is going to be the weakest possible specially defensive thing.
I really enjoyed the counter shuckle, especially considering how dumb it is and how susceptible it is to every single phasing move, taunt, status.
Yeah, it's like those sets are fun if you're going to be a good enough player to take out their taunt user or take out their phaser, but D-Dog, he's not good. It's just simple. He's not good. Like, I'm not gonna say that I'm the best or anything, but I could run that set viably. I don't think D-Dog could run it viably.
Is it possible for that? Let me think for a second. Can power split be used behind a substitute?
If your opponent's behind a substitute, I don't
Yeah.
know.
See, that's the thing I was thinking that would be easy.
Yeah, that would actually make such terrible setup fodder. Plus, well, I wouldn't say sub-punch Tyranitar since all it sets up is substitute, and then it would never kill it. But what sub-user?
Techniloom.
Actually, the other superior, or I mean, I screwed up my reference. The other counter user, superior, could set up on it big time.
You see how hard it is for us to keep up with this type, though.
Yes, I confused the word counter
and
with the word
in the
superior.
original video, D-Dog typed contrary as count-airy, and he continued to do that in the comments, which makes me think he's never looked at the ability before.
Which actually makes it surprising that he knows what it does. But especially defensive Reiku.
Wow, we are off on such a tangent.
Who cares? We've got 100 hours. We've got forever. Especially defensive Reiku could not be made good by anyone. It's just not good. It's a bad set. There's nothing that it sets up on. There's nothing it counters. There's just nothing for it to do that something else couldn't do better.
Why would you need a specially defensive Raikou anyway? Even if it could run a positive specially defensive nature, anything with a decent special attack stack could take it out.
Yeah, it has no recovery, and he's expecting to sub-charge beam. Like, why are you running a setup, or if it's supposed to be bulky? A setup with no recovery.
Leftovers?
Yeah. I understand you're being sarcastic, but it's still annoying.
You might be running choice specs to make up for the power loss.
He's not. You know, if Raikou got Trick, that would be fun. I don't think it does, though.
No, you have to be Ghost or Dark type or more fun to get Trick.
Yeah, like, Electrode. I think it gets Trick.
Electrode?
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Fastest Pokemon in the game plus Trick.
You know what was fun? The first time I saw it, but I haven't seen anyone use it since.
I lost you there. What did you say?
Do you know what was fun the first time I saw it, but I haven't seen it used since?
We could probably get back on topic, and
Okay.
we don't really have much to say about the server scripts anymore.
Well, that's because we were skipping. Okay, the scripts that don't work. Tournaments do nothing. Our tier bands do nothing. And I can't log Haster in because I don't know how to open the client in Linux. I'll figure that out soon enough, though. But most H commands work. H-speak, wow, okay. What I meant to say was, Haster can still talk, and Haster's a real person.
Well, hopefully we'll get things working. No tournaments, though, is the stupidest thing ever.
Well, yeah, we can make it announce tournaments, but we have to add every member by hand with the Q command. because join doesn't work, and we also have to disqualify everyone who loses. The only things that's announced are the rounds. It doesn't announce who won or lost.
Wow. Dot dot dot.
D-Dog. I think what I'll do is just try to copy paste the scripts from Pokemon Online, because their scripts are public. The scripts that I can't get to work, I'll just copy from them. I'm pretty sure, as them being open source, that's not like a bad thing to do.
Yeah, but we can't. More fun scripts won't work until we figure out how to do them again.
Like what?
Huh?
Like what?
Hello?
I said, like, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said, like what? Fun scripts like what?
Like, mini user?
Mini user works.
What doesn't? Is all that doesn't work the things that should be working?
The things that we need the most are the things that don't work. The fun commands work like a charm.
Alright, is that all there is to say about the scripts, that the good ones don't work and the fun ones do?
Yes, well, the fun ones are good, but they're just unnecessary.
Okay.
We can move on to Dream World's Real Round 2.
Dream World is Real Round 2.
Yes, people had some confusion with Dream World is Real Round 1. It is not a Black and White 2 tournament. The entire point was for it to be a Black and White 1 tournament. This is one thing that changed in PO2 that I really like. There's actually an option to play in Black and White 1 tiers. So if someone has an illegal move for Black and White 1, we'll know.
Nice. That's actually really useful, because people like Matthew XD are gonna run all three Genie Tees.
Yeah. I mean, we'll be able to see obviously by looking at them, but this way it'll be easier. The round, let's just pick right now. Are we going to start it immediately, or are we going to wait until we get these scripts working? Because who knows how long that's going to be, especially with me on vacation right now as we speak.
Okay, I think we should get it started as soon as possible, that being the case.
Okay. So we will start it. It'll probably be started by the time this video is uploaded.
Alright. That's pretty much all. We'll be starting that soon, I suppose. And my opponent, I will finally have one. Because everyone who made it to this round is at least semi-active.
Yes, I judged the inactivity losses pretty fairly. Like, I didn't just flip coins for everyone, because if one member was active and the other was inactive, obviously the active one wins, because why am I going to put an inactive person through to what are really the semifinals?
Alright.
This is a three-round tournament with how many members? 36?
Yeah.
This is like the most members possible for a three-round tournament. The only way we could have more is if round 1 was round robins, and I think that would make the tournament die. How many would that be?
I'm not sure. I don't know how round robins work.
I'm trying to do math, but I seem to be failing. We would have 81 members, I think.
Nice. I guess the next thing on the list. Can we move on?
Yeah.
Is that all?
Yeah, let's move on.
UE.
Okay.
UE and their disbandment, moving back onto our server, rebandment. They're NUE now.
Yes. Some people may choose to believe that stands for not UE. It actually stands for Neo UE. You know, the Nazi references really just never end with them.
I thought it was never used effectively.
Well,
which should be the name of the NU tier.
Yeah, that actually would be a good name for it. But since we don't run by usage anyway. We
Well,
won't
yeah,
be
but
naming it that.
that's not a usage thing. Never used effectively just means nobody uses them right.
Yeah, but we have the sarcastic compliment tiers, and I like that. You're so creative. You're so inspired.
Legit.
Like, that team's too standard for me. It needs to be creative, like mine.
Like especially defensive Raikou.
Like, and like, the things that people would call creative probably usually aren't even on a creative team. Like, I'm pretty sure Raikou's standard, isn't it?
I don't know. I think so.
It's funny because our tiers are like really power based. They're so power based that things that people would never expect to be standard are standard.
Well, yeah, we're basing things on their ability to perform. Basing it on how often idiots use it is a good way to get things fucked up.
Yeah, but I just mean it's funny because people are like, well, it's outclassed by this, and you're like, so? It's still powerful enough for standard.
Like,
We're trying to get
one day,
Infernape moved up. I'm not sure if that is or not.
one day I want to get like 1,000 people to go on Showdown and just like one Pokemon team use Magikarp and see if it makes OU that month.
Probably would. They would probably write an analysis for it. Because most of the people who write analyses would realize that that became OU as a joke, but there would be at least one person who took it seriously. They'd be like, oh, well, okay, let's see, they must be using Choice Banded Bounce with Rattle, because that way they can get that boost from Dark Bug and Psychic moves.
No, they're relying on their opponent to have Drizzle, and then they set up to +6 attack using Belly Drum, Spore, Baton Pass, Smeargle. And then they just flail to victory.
Yeah, that Focus Sash. No, they give it with a choice band, and they're like, you're gonna have to figure out on your own how to get it down to 1 HP. Just predict a move that will do exactly that much.
Just keep switching into entry hazards until you're close.
I have actually ran a set like that before. It wasn't on a really competitive team, it was just to see if I could pull it off. It does kind of work. Doug Trio, Choice Banded Doug Trio, you give it 211 HP, and what happens is Blitzies will use Seismic Toss on it whenever you send it in. So you just get hit by 2 Seismic Tosses and 2 Stealth Rocks, and you'll be at 1 HP.
Wow.
Then you can Reversal. And they can't switch out.
Wow, that's actually scary as shit. Yeah, reverse to Doug Trio using it that way.
Yeah, now that I think about it, that was on one of my most competitive teams back in 4th Gen, but I was not the most competitive player in 4th Gen. I was what you would call a noob.
I was a noob up until the butt end of 4th Gen.
Yeah, well, I got, at the very end, while 5th was actually coming out, and I was like, I'm never gonna play 5th, that's dumb. I was like, no one will, that won't catch on. I don't know what the logic is in that, to assume it wouldn't catch on, but that was what I thought.
I guess this has nothing to do with UE anymore, but they're back, so...
I don't really feel like talking any shit about them, because they haven't done anything wrong yet.
Well, yeah. I was just saying that they're here. And that never, ever, ever do any of these things in this order. Start a clan on Breakdown. Decide to leave Breakdown. Take a lot of Breakdown with you. It doesn't work out. It never has for anyone who's tried to steal members from our server.
It really hasn't. The only ones I can remember off the top of my head are Team Rocket and UE.
Nascourge.
Oh yeah, Nascourge.
He tried to milk members out, and
and Dane.
And Skittles did too.
Dane came back yesterday, and he came back because it was a new server, so I didn't have the old ban list.
Yeah.
And he said, here's his words exactly, and no, I'm not implying that this is how I want to be referred to by people. This is what he said. If anyone else says this to me, I will just ban them. He said, how dare you ban your daddy for so long? So I just banned him again.
I don't know what Dane's been drinking, but he seems to think that there was never a Relgum Tower before he existed.
Yes, he seems to think that. He seems to think that he is like the wellspring of of Relgum's existence. And I guess my existence, since he calls himself Daddy, and...
I call myself Daddy, nobody's ever banned me for it.
Well, no, but you're not a total asshole.
Yay, I'm special.
Well, see, him being a total asshole just means that anything he says is going to be regarded as a total asshole saying it. And I probably wouldn't just ban anyone who said that, but someone who I didn't mean to unban in the first place, and him coming on and revealing that his attitude hasn't changed. I mean, unless he comes on and like, I'm so sorry. Please.
I can't wait for.
Please let me.
I can't wait for. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I stopped talking because I saw a shadow move and it scared me. Like, please let me blow you to make it up to you.
I can't wait for Melody to stop being retired. That's gonna be exciting. Yay.
And that's like the only way I would accept an apology from him, if he was like, I am now your bitch.
Cyber, 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 cyber. Which is both a Vocaloid song and a verb.
Oh yes, that Vocaloid song. I don't think I ever listened to it though. I did see a link to it once. What are we on now? The fact that the first video always gets more than 200 views.
Yeah. For some reason you just slap the title Hentai in your video and people keep flipping through it to check to make sure. And
for some reason, like, I think what happens is they go to video 2 and they watch the whole thing and they say, I didn't see any hentai in that. Maybe I wasn't looking hard enough. I'll click refresh. Like, I wonder if there'll be any in part 3. No, there won't. I'm not clicking that. Like,
it doesn't explain how we have 242 on video 1 and 1,002 on video 2.
They must have refreshed like multiple times. Like maybe they forget that they checked already.
Maybe we're just being a little pessimistic. Maybe part 2 is just our funniest part and they find the most entertainment in it.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't think it will be this time. I don't think we said anything funny. Then again, we're not uploading a part 2, so... And this would be part 2 if we were uploading it in parts. This would be towards the end of it.
Dude, I think that we do pretty funny. I think that these videos are awesome, Frost.
Oh, I see. I think they're quite good, Frost. He gets so mad when I tell insider jokes.
But yeah, I guess that's all about that. And then we could talk about the tier change vote, which will hopefully fill the next half hour. And then anything we have left over to say can fill infinite amounts of time.
Okay, for the tier vote change, I'm gonna go to the thread so I can look at it. You have it already, don't you?
I can get it up really quick.
Just link it to me then.
Yeah, one sec.
Link me, baby, one more time. I think this video got flagged for copyright violation.
Which video?
No, I was singing Britney Spears, so I was saying, like, if our video got flagged.
Oops, I did it again. Uploaded hentai. Sony got mad. Oh, baby.
Okay, so I'm going to start with Multi-Scale Dragonite, which got an even vote, which means half of our community is smart,
intelligent.
And half of our community are complete fucking retards who suck Smogon's dick.
And one of our community is named Frost, who abstained from more than half of his votes.
So yeah, well, he just did that to get his spite on me for not voting on Cloister. He's not smart or dumb as a result of this.
Yeah, he's pretty neutral.
No, this doesn't affect his intelligence. That's what I'm saying.
Well, for us, I wish you hadn't made him upset because maybe he would have banned Dragonite.
Yes, he personally would have banned it. That's what sucks.
We'll have another vote in a month.
Maybe 2 weeks. Maybe I'll just be like, you know what? We're gonna ban it. Let's vote on it.
We'll just keep
I was
we'll
being
just keep.
told that we shouldn't hold votes because we never get good results from our votes. But
What?
we never get good results from our votes, and I said, well, the alternative is that I just pick all the tiers.
Well, what? I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
What did you say? We barely get what?
We barely get what? I don't know what I said about barely. We don't get good results on our votes, is what I was saying.
Yeah. Well, it's not our fault. We advertise.
The alternative would be for me personally to pick all the tiers, and I kind of feel like I would be called a tyrant if I did that, and people would call me LOD Nascourge, and the server would not be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like how people come on and don't vote and then get upset about the tier change. Like, oh no.
Oh yeah, Phoenix. Ugh, I just fucking rage so hard every time he's like, Jirachi's not broken. Okay, what are you like? You have such good debate skills. I just say everything and then it's a fact.
Let it be known that Phoenix did not vote despite being online every time I advertised it.
Yes, he could have voted Jirachi to be kept in standard. I'm glad he didn't.
And now he's here telling us that Jirachi isn't broken. I bet his next argument is going to be how it's not viable in Ubers.
Probably. I can't wait. By the way, it is viable in Ubers, but that has nothing to do with whether something should be Uber.
Actually, I was having this conversation with Raven earlier. He wanted Black Kurum unbanned because he thinks Black Kurum's not very broken.
Yes.
And he said, well, by the way, it doesn't have very many uses in Ubers. So you guys probably just shouldn't.
Other than hard countering Kyogre and Groudon, it has no use. Other than hard countering Giratina, it has no use.
It hard counters Kyogre? Doesn't that thing run Ice Beam?
Yeah, but it's like specs. It usually has Choice Scarf Water Spout, which you can live 2 of and just kill it. And either way, Ice Beam's neutral effective. It lives it like a boss.
On Kyurem Black?
On every form of Kyurem, they're all the same type.
Oh, that's right. It's got Ice type. I forgot it wasn't Ice Electric.
I know, for once Ice type is valuable defensively, who knew?
But yeah, so I like that one too. I used to remember back in the good old days where Smogon actually justified a couple of very top ranked Smogon members justified not banning Excadrill because he wouldn't be used in Ubers.
Although to be fair, I really don't think people use him in Ubers.
It's not a justification for not banning him.
It's not, but it is a correct prediction.
Oh, another fun one. Someone made an argument that since over-centralization is not a real word, it cannot be a real argument.
Okay, and since outspeed is not a real word, the Pokemon speed has nothing to do with how broken it is. By the way, I would really like if Merriam-Webster would add outspeed to their dictionary, because I really feel like it's a viable word.
Yeah, I think people use it often.
They don't need to add over-centralization.
It's a very important word for Pokemon players.
Just using root words, both of the words that I've just said are words, because if you can make it out of the roots, that makes it a word. Just like people would say uncopyrightable is not in the dictionary, but it's still a word. It's just putting a prefix in front of copyrightable.
But yeah, over-centralization, I think, is a very viable reason to ban something.
Yeah. Especially when it's the case of Jirachi. When they say, just run Gastrodon. Okay, now in order for Jirachi to be viable in standard and not Uber, that means every player has to have Gastrodon. So that means Gastrodon will have to have 100% usage, and Jirachi can never run Grass Knot, or else it would be broken.
Also, a couple of calm minds later.
3 calm minds later. But actually, typical Jirachi has nothing that can do any damage at all to Gastrodon, because they usually just have Thunder, Water Pulse.
I wanted to read an excerpt from someone's vote.
Oh, is it, why are you banning everything on my team? Crokinole made it. He made the vote.
I'm looking for the one where someone gave a very helpful advice on what to do about the Dragonite problem. Oh, alright. Yeah, Crokinole. Hatroxy Uber, why you so tri-bandagoo of all my teams? And then D-Knight for standard. Just use Mamoswine if you hate it that much.
Oh, this was in the nominations? Oh, no, it was in the... Oh, okay,
It's in the nominations.
And he types... See, next vote, I actually want to make 2 separate threads for the voting. One for votes alone, and one for, bickering, bitching, discussion.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that too.
Because I felt really bad anytime I posted something, because I think if anyone else posted a conversation post, they would have got yelled at. But since I'm the owner of everything, people are like, oh, we'll let him talk. Like, no one called me out, but I felt really, like, slimy after I did that. But I really didn't advocate for anything in particular to be banned in my non-vote post. All of my non-vote posts were not, like, argument-based. They were just non-vote posts.
Oh, and for those of you breakdowners that are watching this video and are wondering why we're so upset about the nominations, allow me to tell you a few things you should probably stop doing. First, if the Pokemon is already in Standard, you can't nominate it to Standard.
Yeah. Two-tier clause.
If your name is NUE Raven, you can't vote twice.
Or if your name is anything, you can't vote twice.
I think he was just trying to correct his post after I told him that the genies couldn't be nominated. But then he nominated Garchomp again, and I started to think maybe he's not that smart after all.
Yeah, he was like, Garchomp is so broken. That's every time I miss Garchomp when I use Stone Edge. He's like, 1 miss and you're done. You're like, okay, well, what are you using on him? Air Slash? Stone Edge? Focus Blast? Like, no, I miss Ice Shard. I'm like, oh, well then you're not playing Arceus. It's like, what, do you have Hustle or something? No, don't you know Garchomp's ability? And I'm like, don't you know that Garchomp's ability is banned with Sandveil? And they're like, well, it's still broken. Like, why? How's it broken? Honestly, without Sandveil, I would like to know how Garchomp is not completely outclassed by Salamence.
Garchomp isn't not completely outclassed. Granted, it has high attacking stats, but
it has lower attack than Salamence and just barely higher speed. So saying that basically they're as comparable as Haxorus and Rayquaza. Like, they're very similar, but I don't even know.
Yeah.
I think I'm on a weird tangent that no one understands but me. Stupid.
People are just God. And Cloister to Ubers is my favorite.
Oh, and if they would just give Fire Punch to Haxorus, I would love that, so I could bring Rayquaza down to Standard. So I could be like, well, Haxorus is a better version of Rayquaza. Which I would regard it as that.
I would be inclined to agree with you, except for the issue there being that whereas Haxorus is a physical behemoth, Rayquaza is capable of running a mix set that can rape through an entire team.
Kinda. But for either if it's different sets, there are things that do outclass than standard. Like for either of its non-mixed sets. So I mean, if
Alright.
mixed is really the straw that breaks the camel's back, I can deal with that. But
Yeah. But see, the thing is, you can't really... When the opponent switches in a Rayquaza, your next move will determine whether you win or lose, because if it's a Dragon Dance Rayquaza, you have to respond to that, and if it's
okay,
just a physical banded Rayquaza, you gotta respond to that, and if it's a special Rayquaza, you should respond appropriately to that, and if it's mixed, then you have to pick the right move for that.
hey, can you just like talk randomly for a while because I'll be gone for like a minute. I've got to do something.
Alright, I guess I'll just talk for a while.
I'll tell you when I'm
So,
back.
by the way, that over there was freaking adorable. I was eavesdropping on your anime. Natan? I like how excited he got about that. Dude. I guess I should be talking. Because I guess I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. But you gotta have friends.
There's no key here.
Apparently there's no key there. There's some noise that sounds like a didgeridoo. Or somebody gargling into a fan. Maybe Invalid has a satanistic cult in his basement. Except he's vacationing in North Carolina. I don't know if they have satanistic cults in North Carolina.
Had me open the trunk.
Are you back?
They had me open the trunk for them. Nothing was wrong.
I want to take...
I could do that. They yelled up at me. Alright, as I've actually been here the whole time because I carried the computer with me, I didn't hear you because I didn't have my headphone in. And I'm sure some ice road truckers got picked up on the mic. So I might have to edit that out. Just out of mind, your voice will still be on it.
Alright. So... Yeah. The next time somebody tries to ban Cloyster, I'm gonna ban them.
I like Cloyster to be banned. I think it's annoyingly broken. Like, it's just because it crits, like, every time it needs to crit. It's just like a luck-based annoying thing.
I don't think it needs to be banned.
Well,
Thank God that King's Rock is banned on our server, by the way.
yeah, well, if I had King's Rock, then it would be, as people call it, the priority weak thing that it is. It would that would be the only way to counter it, would be priority.
I would rip my hair out if it had King's Rock. I used to use King's Rock on Smogon back before they installed the stupid clause. I mean Wi-Fi clause.
Honestly, what's a better counter for Cloyster? Unaware Bibarrel or unaware Quagsire?
Unaware Bibarrel.
Yeah, because then you have to hit it with Rock Blast. But I was just thinking Bibarrel probably has such lower stats.
Yeah, and then you'd be using Bibarrel in Standard without running Moody.
Well, I don't think Bibarrel was quite as bad as people made it out to be. I think people just hated it so much strictly because of the art design. I don't think the Pokemon's anywhere near as bad as people say it is. Like, I don't like the art design either. I don't hate it. It's just not my favorite. Like, I have 3 favorites: Rotom, Reuniclus.
I think I still miss Moody.
I don't know why I can't remember my other favorite.
Huh?
I said I don't know why I can't remember my other favorite. Oh, Lucario. For art design. I don't like it competitively. It drives me completely insane competitively.
But you like it non-competitively?
Yes.
Aesthetically.
Yes, aesthetically.
I think Pharaoh Seed wins the most huggable, non-huggable thing ever. But
Kinda.
it's it's so cute and then it's so pointy.
He
I'd want
looks
to hug
smug
it,
to
but it'd
me.
be
It looks smug to me.
huh?
It looks smug.
Hmm.
Like, haha, you can't hug me.
Unless you drop a match on me, that'll be a problem.
Yes. You might as well have dry skin. You know, dry skin Pharaoh Seed would be so ridiculously awesome.
It's like dry skin Mullux.
What's Mulix?
My Mullux is the CAP3,
Oh,
the
okay.
poison fire type, and they are downplaying the amount of controversy in their analysis of the process for not giving a drought. We had some slight disagreements about drought according to their quick analysis.
We have some massive flaming on both sides about drought.
That's pretty much it. Two veteran members of Create a Pokemon quit because of the drought flames, and um a bunch of scrubs quit,
Yeah,
and then
because
some
they
other
were so
people.
necessary. If I
And
was
then a bunch.
running something that big, I mean, even running Breakdown, when people quit, I'm just like, we fucking need you anyway. Like, I'm an asshole when people quit.
When famous people quit, then people start to care.
Yeah. Well, around here, though, like, I think we have a very, we don't care about anyone. When someone
Yeah.
leaves, they basically become our enemy.
Legit. Nas Courage was our fearless leader for how long? 3 years? 2 years?
Well, the server was only up. He was the leader of our clan for 2 years. Server for like 1 year, really, because he had the break in between, and we didn't start until like halfway into the first year.
Yeah. He's such an asshat. Next.
Although, really, he wasn't the leader of the clan for 2 years. Well, he was the leader of LOD, but he wasn't our leader for 2 years, because when the server went down, we quit LOD. Or were banned or something. I don't really remember if we quit or were banned. Either way, I'm not trying to save any face. If we were banned, we were banned. I hate him anyway, so I would not feel bad about being banned by him.
Dude, he banned me too. I don't give.
Like, but I mean, when I start saying, I don't remember if we were banned or quit, people are like, you just want people to think you quit because you were fired.
Dude, I got fired twice, and Valid got fired at least 4 times.
It's funny because I was basically, I was the most loyal person to him when he was reasonable. Like, I think I was his most loyal, comrade. I was the most loyal person who wasn't just a random suck-up. Like, he had PIA, who was probably leaps and bounds more loyal, but that was because he was like the robot of loyalty. Like, I wouldn't want to be. I don't even want to be as loyal as I was before. That was crazy dumb.
What are you talking about?
I totally forgot what I was gonna say. But
I'm doing a podcast. No, that would sound hilarious if I put mom at the end of that sentence.
there was something stupid about NASCAR that I was gonna say. I forget.
Tessa? Hey, I don't think we ever complained about Tessa.
What, invalid?
I said I don't think we ever complained about Tessa.
Tessa?
Because of the reason she became the leader of Love.
Yeah.
Her, female body parts. Existence.
What? Did NASCAR give it to her just because she was a girl?
No. All the members of the clan that were left gave it to her just because she was a girl. And she wasn't like, everyone give it to me just because I'm a girl. It's just that the people were like that. She didn't have to say anything. It wasn't her fault. People were just like, she's a girl, so clearly she should be our leader.
Jeez. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, I remember NASCARage. Vulcan was not his first choice to be the leader of the server. I was, and he came
that was
to
just
me.
so he could say that you were the most. King Trace was the most abusive of all the mods.
What? I didn't hear you.
He said, you might not have known this, but everyone on Vulcan's server was abusive. King Trace was actually the most abusive.
I heard that you told me that he said that, and I can't believe it because I never did any abuse there.
Oh, you don't believe that he said it, or you don't believe?
No, I believe he said it. I think he's an asshole for saying it.
Well, yeah, that was the point. I was kind of injecting my own sarcasm into that.
Yeah, but he wanted to make me the leader of Rogum, and then I said I wanted Invalid to be one of my owners because I wanted senior off experience if NASCARage was going to retire. Then he flipped shit on me and said I couldn't be leader unless I completely redid all of LOD and all of its off. Then he gave it to Vulcan, who made it Invalid leader.
Yeah, because it's not the new generation unless we get rid of everyone.
Right from that point, I knew he was just trying to get rid of you.
Yeah. It's weird, because what did I really do? Back then, I didn't do anything.
I think you just became more liked than he was.
Yeah. And I don't think I ever argued with anyone who called him a tyrant, and he probably wanted me to do that. He wanted me to be like, he's not a tyrant, I am the lowly tyrant.
He's the greater tyrant.
The lowly tyrant. He is a great man who would never do anything wrong. Anything you think he did, it was actually me.
Yeah, you do such terrible things as live in Tabasco, Mexico. And fulfill stereotypes by being Mexican working in a hotel.
Hey, Daddy. I like felt like.
You guys are so good at knowing what I'm in a podcast means.
Fucking. You gotta punch your brother in the face a couple of times.
Yes,
Or
Joseph,
whoever Joseph is to you. I never really asked you,
totally
brother. I
make a
just made an
podcast with
assumption.
you after this. I'm sure.
Huh?
We're discussing Team Safe Tie.
Team Safe Tie?
Yes, that would be the podcast with my brother.
Oh.
Team SFW.
SFW. I'm enjoying these. Your attempt to make this very oddly named podcast clean amuses me. At least it's better than the well, yeah, you know. I thought that name was great, but we probably would have been down in like a day.
Yeah, I also thought it was great. Yeah, we would have got false flagged, and then our these people were like, "You're making offensive comments," and really, no comments we make are really offensive, other than to the people that we're insulting.
Yeah.
Who deserve to be offended.
It's not like we were making. I think personally that it sounds really cool, just because it happens to share the name with a mental disorder.
Actually, I've read through YouTube's policies regarding that kind of thing. Offensive speech is not grounds to take a video down. Hate speech is, but I'm pretty sure we have not drifted into hate speech.
Yeah, but then all you have to do is report us, and then we get taken off instantly.
24 hours later. But they don't review it, they just say they're gonna review it. They're like, review? Who does that? We just listen to trolls and take down videos.
We're gonna start acquaintance now, but I don't think it's stupid that he got a video of you scrolling taken down for
Who?
privacy invasion.
Yeah, Raven, and he just flagged it from 00 to 549. Like, I would re-upload it, but I really don't want to just senselessly get strikes on my channel, and I also don't want to incite more drama with Raven when he's behaving right now. Maybe I'll just use my backup channel if I do it again.
It's not. First off, it's not a privacy invasion because those aren't private. Once he sent it to you and there was no contract, it became information you had access to.
Yes, to quote Judge Judy, is that who it was?
Yes.
If you didn't want anyone to know, you shouldn't have told anyone.
Yes. As long as it's true, then it's just gossip. If it's false, then it's defamation. But if it's true, there's not really much you can do about it.
Yes, and the recording of his voice, kind of is an invasion of privacy, aside from the fact that it was a public Skype call, and once it was made, anyone could have been added, as I demonstrated by adding a bunch of people that they couldn't even get rid of. Like, we're gonna get all our buddies and say we're right and you're wrong.
It's not against the law to upload that Skype call.
Yeah. I mean, if I wanted, not even anyone's level really, if I wanted to create an all-new low level that none of us have reached so far, I could actually try to get him in trouble for cyberbullying.
Yeah, he's done the most illegal things out of anybody in this argument.
But people can't even be like, you're stooping to his level. They have to be like, you are creating an all-new level of low, Invalid. You are the worst person in the entire community. You are worse than Nascourge. You are worse than Raven. You are worse than Dane. You are worse than Mysterious Girl. You are the worst person. You are worse than Scarpus.
I think that Raven, everybody that we hate has their weird quirks about them. Like Nascourge kind of jacks off to having power over people, and Dane seems to be deluded into thinking he's the only person in the entire world that's ever been able to accomplish anything. Raven likes to make up laws.
Raven has this time machine, and he goes back and writes laws into the U.S. Constitution. He's like, that is a violation of my constitutional right not to be cyberbullied. You're like, the Constitution said something about cyberbullying?
By the way, in Raven's state and my state, cyberbullying isn't illegal.
No, it's just a really jerkish thing to do if you're really doing it. If you're saying, hey kid, go kill yourself, that's cyberbullying. Not saying, hey, you're adding me to a call I don't want to be added to, quit being an idiot. That's not cyberbullying.
I like, you know, I can blame a lot of his behavior to being obviously pushed into a corner by Mingen and being forced to fight his way out, while simultaneously being really dishonest.
Yes, and I think Mingen's dishonesty is what bothers me the most, because I don't know if he pretended to be on my side, really was on my side, or what, but it seems like they all have that, they all seem to have the exact same alibi, which doesn't, they can't all have it. They can't have all been forced by the other two. Like, Mingen says that he was only doing it because the other two wanted that. Raven says he was only doing it because the other two wanted that. And Joshi won't answer me. Apparently I did something bad to him.
It's just that people are stupid. I mean, when I can't explain something, that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah.
But, God. The laws Raven can come up with on the fly are impressively dumb.
Yes.
I mean...
Like, and they would probably, if they were put on the ballot, they would probably be passed. Especially in the state I'm in. A state which has passed some I would say at least one really dumb law that was put on the general election ballot.
What law would that be?
You can go look it up yourself. North Carolina. Just type dumb idiot law that was passed by North Carolina.
If I find it, can I say it out loud?
Go ahead.
Sure. Dumb idiot law passed
If it actually comes
by
up with that.
North Carolina. There were a lot of dumb laws in California and Carolina, I mean.
No, but this isn't like a grandfather law that was made like back during segregation or anything like that. This is a new law that was passed within the last year.
The mere possession of a lottery ticket is illegal in Carolina.
I did not know that.
It was repealed, but it was repealed recently. If a man and a woman who aren't married go to a hotel and register themselves as married, then according to North Carolina state law, they become legally married.
Huh. Here, I'll just link you.
All couples staying overnight in a hotel must have a room with double beds at least 3 feet apart. North Carolina has fun with this.
North Carolina is like weird. They have really weird laws. Maybe that's why this hotel has a ridiculous amount of beds in it.
A marriage can be declared void if either of the two persons is physically impotent.
Seriously, dude. Do you want your voice on the internet? Then why are you getting 2 inches from my mic and correcting me?
Okay, that's not wood.
Wow.
Okay, well, I think this is getting to the awkward stage.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe just on my end. But I can continue if this is not bad. ...
Gay marriage ban? Really?
Yeah, something that was already illegal in the state and they banned it. But it's like a double ban. It's like if they banned Garchomp on on Breakdown.
Wow.
You know, I am from now on Raven's new nickname.
Can you ban it even if you get paid like state?
No, you don't. Some states don't recognize gay marriages from other states.
That's fun.
Yeah, I guess we are getting down to the winding down point. We can sign off.
But let me just say that because I've thought about how Raven wanted to ban Garchomp, and that is a lot like what North Carolina has done, I think from now on my nickname for Raven is North Carolina.
Alright, so North Carolina is now Raven, and
LOD Nasters will be saved for someone else. We will nickname someone else that. Probably me when I become a terrible tyrant with power.
and then I'll take you down, and then I'll start hosting, and then someone will come and take me.
Then I'll
My
have to
trusted
go work at a
advisor.
hotel and...
Yeah, my trusted advisor will take me down, and so on and so forth.
Yes. That sounds so sad. Like, just thinking about that makes me sad. I hope I never become an evil tyrant.
I hope I never have to take you down. If at any point I can occur a successful rebellion against you, I will be extremely depressed.
Yeah. Well, I was that way when we did that with Nash. I always felt like, man, he was my friend. Now I don't think that way anymore. But...
It's in my room. It's in my room. I was sad that he was gone for like a minute, but I was already advocating anti-Nas courage for like a million years.
A million years. Oh, well, don't you know?
Yeah.
The world hasn't been around for a million years. The world has only been around for 5,000 years. Don't you know that?
Oh, silly me. I forgot that we used to ride dinosaurs way back
Yeah,
when.
I remember when I used to ride my dinosaur to school to learn about evolution. And I was like, that's bullcrap. I got a dinosaur right outside.
When you start being that Republican, accent is required. It's all just a test. Besides, evolution is just a theory. That means nobody's proved anything about it yet.
Yeah, and plus carbon dating's inaccurate. I already looked up movies on it.
My favorite educational film is The Bible,
Okay,
dictated
my mom's
by
getting
Samuel
mad at
L.
me.
Jackson. What?
I guess we're gonna have to cut this off.
Yeah, why's that?
'Cause my mom's getting psycho on me.
Alright. Bye, various breakdown community members.
Yeah, bye. Okay,